Hi guys, in today's episode I'm going to talk about how to import DAS characters into Character Creator and then from Character Creator import them directly into Unreal Engine. Now this workflow will work for both DAS Studio Characters Genesis 3 series, Genesis 8 series, as well as Character Creator CC3 and CC3 Plus. And once you import the characters, you'll be able to use them in-game directly, and you will be able to use them with all animations that you have on your mannequin directly without any adjustments. So you will be able to just swap your character and use it as is inside your game. And does it work in multiplayer? Of course it works in multiplayer. Let me show it to you. So this is the third person view of the character. As you can see, he is using the same animations as the mannequin character. He's using IK and all the features and all the setup that my character normally would have. And to just show you the second window, this is how I'm being seen here. Well, let's get okay, let's pick up a weapon. Just to show you, I can have all the animations, turn in place, aim offset, everything fully functional for the game. Okay, so let's begin. For today's exercise, we'll be moving this morphed character for Genesis 3 series, and after we've done that, we'll be moving those clothes directly into Character Creator and then into Unreal Engine, and we'll make sure that those clothes fit this character. So let's first open DAS Studio. Let's just use the texture shader. So this is the character. The base pose is just T-posing. It has some clothes, it has textures, custom hair, and custom cloth. Okay, so what we need to do in order to transfer it, we need to open our folder. Oh, and by the way, I need to make this a bit smaller so we could fit the screen perfectly. Okay. And what we need now is to open our Reallusion install folder. Inside the install folder, or the folder that we have the resources, sometimes it will install in different places. When you are installing Character Creator, you can pick where you store everything. So I like to store everything in just one master folder. So you will have a folder called templates. It's a very big one. Inside templates, you have shared templates and templates. We want to go into templates. Character Creator 3 templates, and there you have DAS resources. Inside DAS resources you have A pose and T pose. If we want our character to be imported as CC3 plus character, we need A pose. If we want to import as CC3 character, not the plus one, we need the T pose. So we're going to import as a plus. So let's open this one, and we need Genesis 3 female A pose. So in order to apply this pose, first you need to click in the content browser and you need to select an item and select the zombie female, otherwise it will fail. Now you just drag this one here and drop it anywhere, and it will adjust the pose exactly as we need to. Now I'm not doing anything else to this character because the main goal of this export is to export the character, not the clothes and not other resources. So let's just focus on that, and now we go into export. And we are going to go into DAS export, and here we'll call it G3 female zombie, for example, and this has to be FBX file type, save. Okay, now export option, don't pick the no hidden, because if you have any hidden vertices on the character anywhere, it will actually break on import, because he will check the character and it will be an open mesh, and he will say that you don't have a valid template for this kind of character. The output must be FBX 2012's binary, and you have to disable collect textures to folder. Textures has to be I think just references in this binary format, or they embedded in the binary itself. All other options must be exactly as here. You need to export figure, animations, locks, and morphs. And regard morphs, you can see here that our zombie female, for example, has a bunch of morphs that are not being used, and they are just well, usually they are just facial control, stuff like that, that we don't really need to move from here. But sometimes you will have custom morphs that you bought from the DAZ Studio store, and in order to move them, you just need to check the naming convention at start and just go into edit morph and just add this naming convention here as another morph. That will be maybe doing for some other objects, but right here I don't need to change this. The default setting is absolutely fine for me, so we are baking this zombie morph into the character itself. So once we've done that, we just accept, and it is converting the pose. And by the way, we had to export animation to store this bind a pose that we just copied from Reallusion's resources. So don't mind that during the export he will show this T pose, because he's actually exporting in the A pose. So this is done. We don't need to do anything more here, but just in case I will not close the project, it might be useful later. Let's open Character Creator. So this is just the default project. I haven't changed anything, because once we use the transform tool, it will void the project anyway. So let's use transform and say transform CC3+. Okay, now we go into our DAZ export folder, and we have our G3 female zombie FBX. It's 5 megabytes. Let's open it. And a moment of truth, if we made the export correctly. Okay, and now we have two options, basic and advanced. Basic means that it will only export the albedo mask and normal map, and that's it, nothing else. No roughness, no other maps. And we want to do basic only for stylized characters, anime style characters, or when we want to use actual skins from Character Creator, and we don't really care about materials and textures at all. But we do care about materials and textures, so we're going to click Advanced. Okay, and now what we need to do is to bake body textures, and we want to bake body textures in 2K. I don't really see any difference between 2K and 4K, and not many resources in DAZ actually use 4K, but some does. There is a lot of stuff that you can do to improve the visuals of your DAZ characters inside Character Creator 3. That are described on the Character Creator forums, and I will give a link in the description, because a lot of work that I am showing right now is due to research of other people who I really do want to give credit to. So please visit any resources I am linking in the description, because there will be a lot more stuff that you can learn from those pages than only from this video. So we're baking 2K textures. We don't need to make a custom profile because this is not a custom character, just a standard character. If we're importing something unusual, then maybe we would have to do it. And now very important part is here. If we leave it as is, so we say that this is cloth, and by the way, I think this is hair, not cloth. So top shorts, let's see. So this is the top, this is the eyebrows, and Toulouse is the hair. Okay, so Toulouse is not cloth, it's hair, and the skin template is hair, and the rest is cloth. And oh, eyebrow is actually, well, it's not cloth, it's more of an accessory really. Let's keep it as hair. So the thing is, oh, and max texture size on everything 2K. So pass means that everything will be imported, and he understands that those are rigged assets. However, if we leave it like this right now, he will reskin all of those on the default reskinning profile that we have here. So it's a dress, cloak, other, and default. He will reskin everything, and he will always break boots, capes, a lot of stuff. So what we actually want to do is say skin template, use original. Use original means that we believe that inside that studio everything was rigged to correct bones, and those rigging and collection will be transferred, you know, back to the character. Okay, maybe let's do this as accessory. I think yes, it shouldn't have layers. So this is 2, 3, 4. This is fine. So I think that's everything. We can just click OK. And if anything gets wrong, we will just redo the import. And we're back. So let me just rescale this so you can now see entire content, because we will need it in a moment. So this is the character that we managed to import. It looks pretty okay already. The textures are not very good quality. They would need a bit of resharpening. We would need a better roughness mask probably for this character, but it's not that bad really. Like the roughness on the face, on these wounds, is pretty good. The eyes are okay-ish. The pupils are bad, but the rest is fine. Let's open the mouth. Okay, this is the custom teeth. It's not bad as well. Like, we don't have actual ray trace GI here, so it would look a lot better. Closing eyes, they don't poke through the head, so that's fine. What else there is? Okay, so this character in general looks pretty okay. We can export it to Unreal, but we're going to do few things first. So let's go and see our material settings. So whatever we could got automatically set to digital human skin. Eyelash should stay as PBR, this is fine. The hair, can we change this kind of hair to digital human hair? Yes, we can. Okay, so it got few layers. Let's change all of them. Let's change all of them. Okay, so this is now digital human hair. Looks a lot better immediately. And we're going to use this hair, I guess. Why not? This is the eyebrows. It doesn't look very good, but we can use digital human hair to make it look a bit better. Now here they don't look so impressive, but once you move them to Unreal Engine, if they use the hair shader, they will be, you know, a bit more blurry thanks to temporal anti-aliasing and tethering, so this will look a lot better. Custom eye, they all will be PBR. We cannot change them to be human eye, unfortunately. Clothes are all PBR. They're just the subsurface scattering option, and it's not as impressive, honestly, in here. So we'll just leave it as PBR, and besides we can always reparent. Like you can see that it's the same textures, nothing changes. So we can reparent the master material inside Unreal Engine itself. Okay, so we've just added this. We're going to do one more thing, do enchant eyes, add a tier line and eye occlusion, create. Okay, that improve how the eyes look, how shiny they are, and a bit more realistic. So now we can go into materials. This stays the same. Shadow color, shadow 2. I don't think we need to change anything here. What else? Let's click on the general character. Oh, let's use smooth mesh, and let's immediately change to tessellation. Will look a lot better. Because subdivision won't allow us to hide body parts, so we need tessellation. Okay, change to tessellation, and if we disable and enabled, that's a bit better. Okay, so now this character we're going to save as a project, and because we'll be going back to it from time to time, so save project as, and we go to Reallusion projects, and here we'll call it just G3 female caps lock, G3 female zombie start, save. And now we can also, because this and this got exported as cloth, we can check if our character, let's go into content, if it is properly skinned. So if we have some poking through, let's go into poses, let's go into female, you know what, let's maybe go into motion, and inside motion we should have checking poses. So one of my favorite ones is this OpenX. It's usually the one to break, and it is slightly breaking here, I can see. Here everything is fine. So if we have something like this, what we want to do is just pick this object. We can, by the way, see skin weight, and when we pick bones, we can see which bones have how much effect on the mesh itself. So this is probably due because those two leg bones have similar. Oh no, I think it's all pelvis. Okay, so anyway, we're not changing skin wave. Instead, we're going to do edit mesh, and we're going to say that we want to sculpt, and radius will be just that small, and we want intensity to be even smaller, like 0.3 or something like that, and we want to pull. We just pull a little bit more, pull a little bit more, pull a little bit more. Okay, and now we'll go into smooth. Okay, so now we can stop editing mesh, and we can check other poses. So let's do run. Okay, that looks very good. Like we always will have here poking through the leg. Unfortunately, this is a very hard part to fix and not really break how close this is to the tie. But this is not something that will actually be a problem in a game. Like if you watch carefully in any game you really like, you will see that many things don't really work as beautiful as you believe they do. Okay, here we can see there is same problem. We can do comfort, but what we want to do really right now is just to do again edit mesh and sculpt, and maybe just pull a little bit. Okay, and smooth. Okay, let's keep on testing. Oh, here as well. Sculpt. Yes. 3 times here. Okay, again. We can of course always hide the mesh beneath cloth, which is a lot easier method, but if you want to be able to swap cloth on a character, we need to make sure that it's not poking through simply. Okay, so this is, oh, here again. That's okay. And you know what we can also do? Let's just improve this a little bit more. Let's go back into our base pose, because what we will want to do, motion, and let's do OpenA Unreal Engine. What we want to do is actually save those clothes into our custom templates. Let's go into clothes, and this will be underwear, custom underwear. Pick this one, and we'll just add it to the library. And it's being added as is right now, and we'll call it female zombie panties. And this we can add here and call it female zombie bra. You know what, it's always female, so just zombie bra. This one will be zombie pants, whatever. Okay, so now that we saved them, we can modify them. So if we are just lazy, we can go into comfort tool and we can just make it calculate collision, and it will adjust to the pose. And we can do the same with this part, just comfort, calculate collision, and it will adjust. And we can then change poses into any of those poses that we had. Template, not custom. I can go into motion, checking poses, do any of those, and they should be fine now, except for the eyebrows are absolutely off the mesh. Okay, and we're back. And I already saved to custom all the pants, but I forgot to do one more thing. So save the hair. And it's the exactly same process, but let's make sure this is digital human hair. So it's already set up and it wasn't adjusted to pose or anything like that. We go into custom and we need to go into hair, which is here. So custom hair, just select this and click add, and we can call it female zombie hair. Okay, now those eyebrows we need to attach in this bind pose to the head and make sure that it is always on the head. So what we need to do is just go here, pick parent, click on the head, CC base head. Okay, and I don't think we need to really do anything else, so let's test it with an animation. Check poses, this one. Yeah, now it is where it should be. For our export, we don't really want to export either hair, so we'll just delete that. And we will also delete the cloth. We want to just export the character itself as is, so just this character. Okay, and we don't have to care about combining materials right now. So what we want to do is just now follow the export instructions. I already made a tutorial on it, so I will skip it in this video. Let's just go here, go into FBX export. We are picking Unreal. We want to export just the mesh, no textures, nothing else. Delete hidden faces, export, yes. And now we go into CC3 export. We make a new folder, let's call it f_zombie, and we'll call her G3 female zombie. Just save it. Oh, we made a mistake. I need to redo one more thing. We have to go into animation, templates, to go into motion and say open a Unreal Engine, this, and now we need to export it again as FBX, because this is the bind pose and it has to be selected during the export. So let's make sure we have this one. Just save it once more. Yes. And so we don't have to set up ever again. We're going to save the project once more, because this will be a saved project we'll be coming back to. And whatever clothes we want our zombies to wear, we'll just load into this project, onto this character. We're going to make sure that it looks good on the character and then export it separately. And now I'm going to show you how to export just the cloth without the character itself. Okay, let's save the project. Awesome. So now let's make a new project out of this. So save project as, and we're going to call it not start but female zombie custom CC project. Save it. And now what we need to do is we want to delete that. We want to delete the eyebrows. We want to delete the mouth and basically everything. So let's make her open the mouth, pick the teeth, delete that one. The tongue is part of the actual character, it's not part of a separate mesh. And let's go into materials. What else do we have? This is all body. This is also body, we can't do anything about that. Tier line, we need to delete the tier line. Can we actually select it? Yes, we can. Goodbye. and eye occlusion. Okay, this is the last part. Where's the scene? This is the scene, and this is the eye occlusion. Okay, this is how you can select it. And now I can delete it. And now I have only the character itself. Okay, without eyes, without teeth or anything. And now what we're going to do, we're going to go into our content. We're going to find whatever we want to export. So for example, our hair. And we'll go into custom, add our hair. And we need to hide anything that we don't want to export with the hair. And if we hide the entire model, no materials will be exported. Click on the character itself, because if we use the cloth hide mesh parts, it will never, no matter what we do, allow us to hide the tongue. Unfortunately, this is just how it is. So what we want to do into edit mesh. And now we want to go into faces. And we want to not ignore back faces, so we can actually select everything. Let's make sure we can select everything. So we selected everything, and now we want to click hide. And this is actually hiding the faces. We click this, and now we have rigged hair with hidden character. So let's do export. FBX cloud character, Unreal, just the mesh. Delete hidden faces, this is the important part. Export, yes. And here in the females, oh wait. Let's do one more thing. Let's click here. Let's go into materials and let's see this, and okay, all of them have different materials. This is important. So export again, cloud, Unreal, just the mesh, hidden faces, export, yes. And we'll just call this one F zombie hair. Save it. It's done. Now we can delete this hair, and we can go into our cloth, underwear, and click on the pants. The character should actually reappear right now. Yes, it did. So here we can do what we did before. So you can go into edit, comfort, calculate collision on default, adjust size but just a smaller bit, and now we go into file. Oh no, now we click on the mesh. We do again edit mesh, we go into faces, select, hide, exit edit mesh, and export this one. So cloud character, Unreal, just the mesh, delete hidden faces, export. Okay. Oh wait, let's go back here, materials, all of those combine into one. Let's just pick this one and let's call it, come on, rename. Never mind. Let's just export. Cloud, Unreal, mesh, hidden faces, export, yes. And called it female zombie pants. Save it. Okay, and now let's load the zombie bra. Let's delete the pants. Let's select the bra. Let's select all of those. Let's combine materials. And let's just pick any of those that will be the lead. They all are the same anyway. Okay, save. Now we have only one material, and we do the same. Click the main character. Go into edit mesh, faces, select all faces with the back faces, hide, exit, and export. And we can do that for any kind of cloth on any character. And this one will be F zombie bra. Save it. Okay, and just for future references, we'll save this zombie custom project like this, without the eyes and without anything. So this is everything we do here. We go to Unreal Engine. This is just one of my projects. And this is a copy of the main AGR project that has some additional IK adjustments that I will be making tutorial later today and posting tomorrow. So we go into CC characters. We're going to make a new folder. We'll call it female zombie 1, as this is just a first figure template. We go into our CC3 export, female zombie. And here we need the bra, the hair, the pants, the FBX of the female zombie itself. Import it. And we want the high quality shader. Okay, and now in the import options, what we want to do, we want to say that it's a skeletal mesh, import mesh, geometry and skinning weight. We want to pick a skeleton instead of import skeleton. It will be our AGR mannequin skeleton. And just to be clear, this is a standard mannequin skeleton. The only difference is that I changed its name, so if I have multiple mannequin skeletons, I can delete all of them and pinpoint just one of them. And I wanted it to have a distinguished name. That's it. Vertex color doesn't really important. Update skeleton reference, no. Use T0 as ref pose, this is important. Preset smoothing, yes. Import mesh, yes. Import morph targets, yes. This is facial animation morph targets. LODs, we don't have LODs, but normally you would say yes. Import normals and tangents, the default is compute. It will completely break the character and rigging, so remember to set import. And create physics asset. If we were importing through iClone Studio, not Character Creator, we would be able to import physics assets perfectly, but it is impossible here, so we just are creating physics assets. And it is important because we need any physics assets for cloth simulation to work. And then rest of the settings is just like this. We're not exporting any animation, because if we would export as exported time, and would say that this is about right, but we're not importing animation at all. We're not importing textures, so do not create materials. This is being done by the CC plugin, and we're not doing anything else. So now we're just hitting import. And we should get a high fidelity character with 18 materials. Okay. Let's check the character. How does she look like? So the eye looks pretty okay. It's a bit dark, and I know why this is. Now in asset details, we need to go into LOD 0 section, and we need to find eye moisture, not to cast shadows. This, not to cast shadows. Oh no, this should cast shadows. Eye moisture shouldn't. Yes. Eye occlusion shouldn't cast shadows. and also tier line shouldn't cast shadows. Like if those meshes cast shadow in ambient occlusion, especially ray trace ambient occlusion, in many cases eyes will just be mostly black. So the texture quality is not bad. The well, she is a bit shiny, like the material requires a lot of work definitely, but the textures itself are pretty okay. But we're not going to work on that right now. What we want is just to save this character, and everything is set up as it was. There's no cloth object, and that's it. I want to go into skeleton tree. I want to show you something important. For the root bone, if we have root motion, because the legs are different scale and the character is different scale, what we want is the animation scaled setup. The pelvis should be animation scaled as well, and you can see that she's off the ground a bit, right? That's why the entire character is in skeleton setup, but once we go to the IK bones, we should actually have this set as animation relative. Okay, the root should be, doesn't really matter because it's not animated, but those are. So this should be animation relative, and pelvis is fine. So let's preview an animation, and let's say just zombie idle. You can see she animates quite well. Let's see. Oh yeah, it's this guy actually. Viewport. Okay, so let's get this zombie female. Let's put her anywhere. And let's edit it. And let's go into mesh and say zombie. Let's compile, and she is using the AJR core AnimBP. So she's sharing the same animations as other characters, and just by the height of the capsule you can see how smaller she is in compare to the standard mannequin. So let's go here. You can look at her here now. You can see that thanks to the IK setup that we changed on the IK bones, and there is a node in our anim graph. Let me show it to you. Like if we go to our main anim graph, I have this, and if I just ignore this one and we go back here, she'll be sunken in the ground. But if we go back and connect that one, she will be attached to the ground properly. So the thing that is responding for this thing is just leg IK, and leg IK is a standard very fast pass node for the IK, where you just specify IK foot and FK foot, and it's taking care of everything for you. So I'm just using this node, and yeah, let's add some cloth and let's see how it works out on her. So here we can actually import to the same folder, because why not? Like those two clothes, they are very closely related to the character itself. So let's take our zombie bra, import it, high quality shader. Let's import to the same skeleton and import all. And wait, I've done something wrong, I guess. Have zombie bra, okay. Wait. Yeah, let's import the hair first. no, not this one. Zombie hair FBX, this one. High quality shader, yes. This, yes, replace. Import, export, local. No animations. Yeah, import all.
Widzenie kaktusa, Boże.
Okay, let's save everything. Oh, and by the way, while importing I made a small mistake. I said that I want to import, to update the reference object, so now every object has this new reference, so let's fix that real fast. Let's go back here into character, mannequin, character, mesh, and our skeleton, and let's say that our preview mesh is just the mannequin, and we say apply to asset, and apply to asset will apply to all sub assets as well. And let's make sure that everything is stored as it was. And of course it didn't. For some reason he's resetting those settings once in a while. I don't know why, but it's super annoying, honestly. Just animation scaled. Probably this could be also just animation scaled. Let's see, preview mesh, G3, or just zombie. Well, no, preview mesh, zombie female, and idle pose. Any idle that is just very neutral, not pistol, not zombie idle, just an idle. Okay, idle pistol, why not? Because I just want to see how the hips and feet are. So this is fine. Okay, just keep it animation scaled. This is animation relative, right? Character, bones, all hierarchy, so it would be this one. Oh, okay, this animation doesn't have IK bones. We can use this one. Okay, that's much better. So here the rotation is better, and if we go to hips, so this would be relative, this would be orient and scale. So this gives the same position of pelvis as the original character, and this could be fine. Okay, let's just keep it like this. I mean, I don't like that this is moving so much. Okay, this is definitely bad. This is also bad. Yeah, it has to be animation relative. So it has to be lower than the actual FK bones. So we got this solved. Let's save everything once more. And now we have this hair, so we can go into this actor, zombie female. We can say that we want to add this skeletal mesh, which is hair. We go into construction script, we just pick this hair and say set master pose component, and the master pose is the mesh itself. And now in the viewport the hair is perfectly attached to the body. It will follow the body animations. Oh, and by the way, we got this hair physics asset, so let's see if the hair has some physics on it. And it unfortunately doesn't. But let's see the hair physics asset. Yeah, I don't think we need to, because this is just the copy of the female physics asset. So let's get back here, let's just delete this one and say that zombie, G3 female zombie, replace all references, and it's fine. It's always one asset less in the entire project, and that's always saving some disk space. Again, let's add those pens. Let's just do it again. Let's do the basic thing. So comforting, yes. A bit bigger, thank you. Materials, connect all materials into one, whatever the name is, doesn't really matter. And now we go into the mesh, we're going to edit the mesh. We're going to edit the mesh. We're going to pick, oh no, not vertices, faces. We're going to pick all faces, hide them, exit edit mesh, and export again. And probably what I did wrong is I was too hasty and I picked mesh and motion, but it has to be only mesh. And this is good now. So this is pants, save, yes, replace. The details, we just have this one animation, one material instance, this is fine. But inside our bra, okay, we got only one as well, that's good. I was afraid that it was importing some unnecessary textures. Okay, finally we got them both somehow into the game. So now we have this character in chunks. Let's go to examples, maps, our FPS Pro map, and let's edit this character that has hair now. And we need to just add two more components to this mesh component, which are both skeletal mesh. So this one is bra, and this one is pants. So this one will be bra, and this one will be underwear, and they can use the same function. It has multiple inputs. Format graph, compile, save, and now our character is clothed, and it might have some issues with animations because I forgot to do adjustment to the bra. I just did adjustments to the underwear, so it's like a little bit oversized what you can see, so it's definitely not poking through anywhere, but I forgot to do it for the bra on the export because I had to do it before and I forgot, but it's still there. So we can even go further than that. We can go into our character, this playable character in this world, so this BP FPS Pro character, and we can go into this guy, and we can go here and see that this is a big guy, right? We can change him to zombie female, female zombie, and we can actually play as this character because why not? And if we hit, well, let's just make sure it's just one player, local, we hit play. So this character is actually by IK touching the ground perfectly, running some animations, and she's focusing us, so she's looking our way. You can see that her hands are a bit stiff. It's because of the IK, that the original mannequin, he has a lot longer hands than she does, so she's trying to reach the same pose, which it looks a bit less natural, but we can do something about that later on as well. And we are playing as the same character. You can see our shadow. Yeah, we're running a bit goofy, still better than Cyberpunk, but a bit goofy. And we can pick up any weapon, and once we pick up the weapon we can actually equip it, and you can see that my hands are placed on the weapon. I am running animations and I can ADS. And how I managed to do that I've changed a character and it has different body proportions and absolutely different size, but it is still running the same animations with perfect pinpoint precision on the ADS. That's for another tutorial that I'm going to make next. So yeah, this is how you swap your character with a CC3 character, and this is so easy to move your characters from that studio. And that studio library of characters, clothes and armors that you can buy is just tremendous and amazing. And you can adjust those textures and materials on the characters inside CC3 with the skin creator, and you can achieve really amazing results. You can swap eyes, you can make different custom teeth, or you can just make zombies like this one. That looks pretty scary. And I haven't touched the materials at all. Like the hair should be well, double-sided, and I would normally adjust a lot more stuff to it, but it still looks pretty okay. And the character is clothed and is animating on the same animations as I am. However, if I go out with the camera, I eject. Like, I'm hiding some parts of the body, so only in first person, so this is how awkward I look when I go out. And you can see that the placement of the actual gun and hand is made in such a way that it looks good in first person, not in third person. So you can use different settings for first person, third person, and in third person you would ignore all those adjustments I am making, and in first person you would just make them. So it will be as easy as that, and I will cover it in the next tutorial. But yeah, this is a full DAS Studio to CC3 character moved and playable